If you've been feeling deeply tired, emotionally heavy, or drained for no clear reason, this is not random. This exhaustion you're carrying isn't weakness. It isn't failure. It isn't you losing yourself. What you're feeling is something far more meaningful, far more spiritual, and far more powerful than you may realize. When the soul begins to shift, the body feels it first. Before a breakthrough arrives, the spirit often becomes quiet, sensitive, and depleted, as if gathering its strength for the next chapter. And if you've been wondering why your energy feels so low, why your emotions seem heavier, or why everything feels slower or harder than usual, understand this. You are not shutting down. You are transforming. There comes a moment in every chosen one's journey when the weight of old identities, old patterns, and old energies becomes too heavy to carry any further. Your spirit begins releasing what no longer belongs to you. Your mind grows tired of repeating cycles you've outgrown. Your heart becomes softer, more aware, more alert to what is real and what is false. This process is exhausting because it stretches you from the inside. It pulls apart everything that was built from survival, fear, or expectation, and it begins rebuilding you from truth, purpose, and awakening. You are not losing energy, you are redirecting it. You are not collapsing, you are making room. You are not breaking, you are shedding. Spiritual exhaustion is often the silent sign that a breakthrough is near. Before a seed breaks open, darkness surrounds it. Before dawn, the world is at its coldest. And before a chosen one rises into their next level, there is a deep, sacred, undeniable stillness. Your exhaustion is not the end of your strength, it is the beginning of a new level of strength. This tiredness is pulling you inward because something inside you needs silence to reveal itself. Your intuition is sharpening, your sensitivity is amplifying, your old self is dissolving. What you're feeling is the tension between who you've been and who you're becoming. You may feel disconnected from others, not because you're losing relationships, but because your energy no longer resonates with what once felt familiar. You may feel uninterested in things that used to excite you, because your spirit is turning away from distractions that no longer support your growth. You may feel mentally foggy or emotionally overloaded, because your system is clearing out what you've carried for far too long. You may even feel isolated, not because you're unloved, but because the universe often pulls chosen ones into solitude just before elevating them. This phase isn't here to punish you, it is here to prepare you. You are in a transition, even if you cannot see it yet. The fatigue you feel is the spiritual equivalent of your software updating. Everything becomes temporarily slow because something far greater is installing beneath the surface. And once the update is complete, once the shift settles, you will feel more grounded, more aligned, more awake than ever before. You will rise into clarity, you will step into purpose, you will feel your strength return in a new form. But for now, your spirit is asking you to pause, breathe, and trust the process you are moving through. What feels like exhaustion is actually recalibration. So as you listen to this message, let your heart soften. Let your spirit relax into the truth of this moment. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not lost. You are becoming. You are aligning. You are preparing for the next version of yourself, the version that has been waiting for the right moment to emerge. If you feel this message is speaking to you, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more awakening content. When you feel spiritually drained, it's easy to assume something is wrong with you. You may think you're failing, losing control, or falling apart. But the truth is far deeper, far more sacred than what appears on the surface. Spiritual exhaustion is not a sign that you're weak. It is evidence that your soul is working harder than your body can explain. It means something profound is happening inside you, something most people never experience in their lifetime. What you're feeling is not random, and it is not meaningless. It is the direct result of powerful inner shifts taking place beneath your awareness, preparing you for change, growth, and elevation. One of the deepest reasons you feel spiritually drained is because you are shedding old energy. Everything you've carried for years, Old emotions, old fears, old habits, old identities, old versions of yourself. All of it has weight. And when your spirit decides it is time to evolve, it begins releasing what no longer serves you. This releasing often feels like heaviness because your nervous system is processing the weight of what you're letting go. Memories surface, emotions rise, thoughts because you're sinking, but because your spirit is clearing space. Old energy must be confronted before it can be released, and this confrontation is exhausting. You are not tired because you're empty, you're tired because you're cleansing. You are literally removing layers that do not belong to your future. Another hidden cause behind your exhaustion is that you are absorbing too much from the world around you. Chosen ones are highly sensitive beings. You feel more, see more, absorb more, and sense more than others realize. Your empathy is strong, your intuition is sharp, and your spiritual receptors are always active. This makes you a natural healer, a guide, a light in dark places, but it also makes you vulnerable to energetic overload. When you're in environments filled with noise, negativity, chaos, or emotional turbulence, your spirit absorbs the overflow. You carry the emotional weight of others without even trying. You pick up signals, tensions, and unspoken emotions that drain you without explanation. Spiritual exhaustion is often the price of being someone who feels deeply in a world where most people numb themselves. You are not weak for absorbing energy. You're exhausted because you were never meant to carry so much of what does not belong to you. You may also be tired because your spirit is processing unhealed wounds that you've buried for years. Healing is not a gentle process. When your soul decides it is time to grow, it brings old wounds to the surface so they can finally be acknowledged and released. The emotions you thought you were done with, the trauma you forgot, the pain you ignored. They rise like a tide because your spirit wants to free itself. This emotional resurgence is not regression, it is release. But the process is draining. When your heart revisits pain, your energy becomes stretched. When your mind confronts truths you avoided, your soul becomes tender. This inner work is sacred, but it is heavy. You may not see progress on the outside, but internally, you're healing in ways that require immense spiritual strength. Feeling drained is the natural outcome of deep, invisible healing. A major cause of spiritual exhaustion also comes from something very few people understand. Your frequency is being upgraded. Every spiritual awakening, every emotional shift, every soul transformation involves an energetic elevation. You are moving from one vibrational state to another, and your body is adjusting to the change. This upgrade affects your sleep, your emotions, your clarity, your appetite, your mood, your dreams, your energy levels, and even your relationships. You may feel tingles, pressure in your chest, spontaneous waves of emotion, or sudden insights that leave you breathless. These are symptoms of energetic expansion. Your system is being recalibrated. Your old frequency is dissolving, and your new frequency is activating. This transition takes a tremendous amount of energy, which is why you feel drained even when you haven't done anything physically strenuous. Your outer life may be quiet, but your inner world is working overtime. And beneath all of these layers lies an even deeper truth, a truth specifically for chosen ones. You are carrying the weight of the chosen one's path. This path is not easy, and it was never meant to be. Chosen ones are not called because they are the strongest. They become strong because they are called. You have been carrying responsibilities, emotions, awareness, insight, intuition, and spiritual weight far beyond your years. You feel the world differently. You experience life with greater depth. You sense truths that others overlook. You are constantly growing, constantly healing, constantly evolving, constantly awakening. And because of this, your spirit endures pressures that most people will never understand. Spiritual exhaustion is not a failure. It is a consequence of being chosen for a path that requires deep, emotional, and energetic labor. You may feel tired because you've been holding yourself together for too long. You may feel drained because you've been the strong one, the listener, the healer, the one others rely on. You may feel exhausted because life has been preparing you, stretching you, and molding you into a version of yourself that can handle what your purpose demands. Being chosen means being refined. Being refined means being challenged, and challenge, by its nature, requires energy. Your exhaustion is also evidence of something even more powerful. Your old cycle is ending. Energetic endings are intense. They drain you because your soul is finishing chapters you've been stuck in for years. The relationships that faded, the environments that felt wrong, the sudden changes in your emotions, they are signs that you are leaving behind a version of your life that cannot continue. The more your soul tries to detach, the more tired you become. This is why your fatigue feels different from physical tiredness. It does not go away with sleep. It goes away when your spirit completes the internal work it is doing. And yet, despite how heavy this phase may feel, it is leading you to something extraordinary. Spiritual exhaustion is the final stage before a breakthrough. It is the stillness before clarity, the release before renewal, the collapse before rebirth. You are not losing your light. You are protecting it. You are not breaking. You are breaking open. You are not being drained. You are being purified. You are shedding what cannot follow you into your next chapter. You are healing what has held you back for too long. You are upgrading into a higher frequency that matches your destiny. So let yourself feel tired, not in defeat, but in understanding. Your spirit is doing work that your body cannot comprehend. The exhaustion you feel now is temporary, but the transformation it is creating will last your entire life. You are not flawed. You are not failing. You are purifying. This exhaustion is not your ending, it is your awakening. As overwhelming as this exhaustion may feel, there's something profoundly important you must understand. This is not collapse. This is not burnout. This is not you losing your way or falling apart. What you're experiencing is evolution, a transformation happening so deeply within you that your physical body can barely keep up. Burnout comes from force. Spiritual transformation comes from awakening. And the sensations you've been feeling are not symptoms of failure, but indicators that your entire inner world is shifting into a new alignment. One of the clearest signs is the sensation of feeling empty, while somehow becoming more aware. It's a strange and contradictory experience. You feel hollow, like certain parts of your identity have dissolved or slipped away. Yet your awareness is sharper than ever. You notice things you never noticed before. The emotions behind someone's words, the energy in a room, the truth beneath a situation, the patterns that once went unseen. The emptiness is not a void, it is space. Your soul is clearing old energy to make room for the clarity coming in. You are not losing yourself. You are losing what is no longer you. Awareness expands as the false parts fall away, and this expansion can feel like emotional fatigue, but it is the first sign of spiritual realignment. Another unmistakable sign is losing interest in old habits, old desires, and old forms of entertainment. The things you once turned to for comfort now feel pointless or draining. The routines that once fit into your life now feel too heavy or too small. This loss of interest is not depression, it is detachment. Your spirit is pulling you away from what distracts, lowers, or misaligns your energy. You are shedding patterns that belong to a former version of you. You are outgrowing behaviors that no longer serve your growth. When you lose interest in what once defined your identity, it's a sign that a new identity is forming beneath your awareness. Burnout disconnects you from life. Spiritual transformation disconnects you from what is not aligned with your purpose. You may also find yourself struggling to connect with old friend groups, social circles, or familiar relationships. Conversations that once flowed easily now feel forced. Shared interests no longer resonate. You may feel misunderstood, distant, or emotionally separate from people who used to feel close. This disconnection does not mean something is wrong with you. It means your frequency is shifting. When your energy changes, the relationships built on old versions of you naturally begin to fade. Your soul no longer recognizes environments that keep you stagnant. This distance is protection. It is preparation. It is your spirit withdrawing from what cannot follow you into your next chapter. Burnout isolates you because you are depleted. Transformation isolates you because you are evolving. Another powerful sign of spiritual realignment is the sharpening of your intuition, even as your physical body feels tired. Your instincts become louder, quicker, and more precise. You get insights that appear out of nowhere. You feel the truth of situations before you see the evidence. You sense when something is off, when someone is lying, or when a decision is wrong for you. And yet, your body feels heavy, slow, or fatigued. This contrast happens because your spiritual senses are elevating faster than your physical vessel can adjust. Your soul is getting stronger. Your body is catching up. This is not burnout, it is energetic recalibration. Your intuition is becoming one of your greatest tools, and the tiredness is your body's attempt to conserve energy while your inner self awakens. As this transformation deepens, you may feel an increasing need for solitude. Not loneliness, not isolation, but intentional separation from noise, chaos, and distraction. You may have moments where you crave silence, where social interaction becomes overwhelming, or where being alone feels more nurturing than being surrounded by others. This desire for solitude is not rejection, it is healing. Your spirit is trying to protect the fragile, emerging version of you. Growth requires quiet. Awakening requires space. Your soul is asking for room to breathe, room to release, room to realign. This solitude isn't punishment, it is spiritual incubation. Burnout makes you avoid people because you feel empty. Transformation makes you avoid people because your soul is busy creating something new. Your energy may also fluctuate unpredictably. Some days you feel light, inspired, and almost electric. Other days you feel drained, slow, or emotionally raw. This inconsistency is one of the strongest indicators of spiritual transformation. You are moving through energetic waves, cycling between release and renewal, shedding and integrating, clearing and receiving. These fluctuations happen because your energy is adjusting to new frequencies. You are healing in layers, you are expanding in stages, you are transforming in cycles. Burnout drains you constantly. Spiritual evolution drains you in waves because each wave brings a deeper layer of awakening. And then there's the feeling. The indescribable sense that something inside you is shifting. Even if you cannot explain it, even if you cannot see the changes yet, you can feel them. It's like a quiet hum in your spirit, a soft vibration beneath the surface of your awareness, a knowing that your old life no longer fits and your new life has not yet arrived. This feeling is not imagination, it is alignment. It is your soul preparing for elevation. Something within you is being rearranged, restructured, and rewired. You may feel a subtle internal pressure, a gentle spiritual pull, or a quiet whisper urging you towards something bigger. This is the inner transformation that precedes external change, and all of these experiences, the emptiness with clarity, the disinterest in old patterns, the disconnection from old circles, the intuitive enhancement, the longing for solitude, the unstable energy, and the deep internal shift, are not signs that you are breaking down, they are signs that you are breaking open. You are being realigned with your purpose, your truth, your identity, and your destiny. These sensations are the spiritual equivalent of tectonic plates shifting beneath the surface of the earth. You do not see the movement, but you feel the magnitude. The exhaustion isn't chronic hopelessness, it is inner restructuring. The emotional waves aren't mental instability, they are energetic cleansing. The disconnection isn't loneliness, it is redirection. The heightened intuition isn't overwhelm, it is activation. The solitude isn't exile, it is protection. The unpredictability isn't chaos, it is recalibration. And the inner shift you feel isn't fear, it is the first breath of the new you awakening. Burnout reduces you, spiritual transformation expands you. Burnout empties you, spiritual transformation frees you. Burnout disconnects you from purpose. Spiritual transformation reconnects you to your highest path. Every symptom you're experiencing aligns with awakening, not decline. You are not falling apart. You are falling into alignment. You are not losing yourself. You are meeting your truest self. You are not failing. You are evolving. You are not spiraling. You are ascending. These symptoms are not random, they are not meaningless, they are not warning signs of collapse. They are spiritual markers guiding you toward the next version of yourself. Everything you're feeling is the universe rearranging your energy, your awareness, your identity, and your destiny. You are moving from one level of consciousness to another. You are shifting from survival to awakening. You are stepping into a new timeline, a new frequency, a new level of truth. This is not burnout. This is transformation. This is realignment. This is ascension. And whether you can see it yet or not, your soul knows exactly where you're going. As overwhelming as this drained phase may feel, there is a profound purpose beneath every moment of heaviness, every wave of fatigue, every quiet evening where your spirit feels tired, even if your day was simple. This exhaustion is not the universe punishing you or your spirit collapsing under pressure. It is preparation, deep, sacred preparation for the version of yourself you are about to become. Before transformation comes expansion, and before expansion comes the clearing of everything that can no longer hold the weight of who you are destined to be. What feels like weakness is the shedding of what is outdated within you. What feels like fatigue is the dismantling of everything that has limited your evolution. You are being prepared for a stronger version of yourself, one that can carry the responsibilities, the wisdom, the clarity, and the purpose meant for your next chapter. Strength is not built in moments of ease. It is built in moments where your spirit is forced to release old foundations so new ones can form. What you are feeling now, this tiredness, this emotional sensitivity, this desire for stillness, is the preparation ground where the universe strengthens you from the inside out. You are becoming more resilient, more capable, more intuitive, more grounded, more connected to the truth of who you are. The quiet heaviness is shaping you, not breaking you. Your spirit is pulling away from what drains you and training itself to rise into a new capacity of strength that will reveal itself when the time is right. Part of this preparation is understanding that old energy simply cannot support your next level. You cannot carry old emotional patterns, outdated beliefs, past wounds, or heavy attachments into the future that is calling you. They would collapse under the weight of your potential. Your drained phase is your spirit's way of forcing a release. It weakens your grip on the old by making it too heavy, too exhausting, too misaligned to hold on to. The people you once clung to feel farther away. The habits that once brought comfort feel dull or meaningless. The environments you once tolerated now feel suffocating. It is not that life is turning against you. It is that your old life is no longer capable of containing who you are becoming. Your exhaustion is your spirit saying, "Let it go. You cannot take this with you." This energetic shedding is necessary so you can rise without being weighed down. This drained phase is also preparing you for a deeper awakening. Not the surface level awareness you may have experienced before, but an awakening that transforms how you see yourself, how you understand your path, how you interpret your purpose, and how you relate to the world. This awakening requires energy, clarity, and inner space, which is why your spirit is clearing so aggressively right now. Your tiredness is the stillness before revelation. Your emotional sensitivity is the doorway to heightened intuition. Your solitude is the cocoon where your transformation begins. A deeper awakening is coming, and everything you are feeling right now is preparing you to receive it. Once this awakening anchors itself in you, life will begin to make sense in ways it never has. Your purpose will feel sharper, your spirit will feel louder, your path will feel clearer, and the exhaustion you feel today will become the memory of a threshold you crossed. And as your awakening deepens, new aligned connections are approaching you. These are relationships that resonate with your future, not your past. People who match your energy rather than drain it. People who support your growth instead of resisting it. People who understand your depth instead of being intimidated by it. These aligned connections cannot enter your life until the old ones loosen their hold, and that loosening often creates emotional exhaustion. When your spirit pulls away from old circles, old patterns, and old identities, you feel untethered. But that detachment is what creates the opening for the right people to find you. You are not losing connection, you are upgrading it. The tiredness you feel around certain people isn't rejection, it's spiritual misalignment, and the peace you feel around others is confirmation. Your drained phase is preparing your energy to match the frequency of those who are meant to walk with you into your next chapter. This exhaustion is also a sign that your entire system, your energy, your emotions, your thoughts, your intuition, is being recalibrated for a new chapter. Imagine your spirit as a computer receiving a major software update. Everything slows down, freezes, resets, or becomes temporarily unstable while the new systems are installed. That's what's happening inside you. Your tiredness is the slowdown before the upgrade completes. Your emotional waves are the resetting of old files. Your sudden desires for rest, quiet, or reflection are the signals that your system is recalibrating. This is not malfunction, it is transformation. Your spirit is integrating new frequencies, new perspectives, new truth, and new purpose. Once the recalibration finishes, you will feel more aligned, more centered, and more alive than you've felt in years. This quiet and drained phase is the foundation of your rising. Nothing powerful rises without undergoing stillness first. The seed sits in darkness before it breaks through the soil. The sky holds its breath before dawn arrives. The ocean pauses before the waves rise again. You are in that sacred pause. You are in the deep breath before your spirit expands into its next capacity. This phase is teaching you patience, teaching you surrender, teaching you to trust the unseen, teaching you to listen inwardly rather than outwardly. It is grounding you so that when your next chapter begins, you will not be shaken by what no longer belongs. It is strengthening your inner guidance so that when new paths open, you will know exactly which one is meant for you. It is quieting you so that your spirit can speak louder. Everything you are going through, the tiredness, the heaviness, the confusion, the emotional waves, the solitude, is shaping your rebirth. Your spirit is rewriting your story from the inside. It is removing what is expired. It is softening what is rigid. It is awakening what has been asleep. The exhaustion is not a sign that you are failing. It is a sign that you are evolving faster than your human self can momentarily comprehend. Your soul knows exactly where it is leading you. Every moment of fatigue is part of a divine restructuring, so do not fear this phase. Do not judge yourself for needing rest. Do not mistake your slowing down for losing direction. The universe often quiets the chosen ones before elevating them. Your drained phase is the evidence that something powerful is forming within you. Trust the stillness. Trust the fatigue. Trust the transformation happening beneath the surface of your awareness. You're not falling apart. You're being reborn. As we reach the end of this message, take a moment to look back at everything you've just walked through. Not just in this video, but in your own life. You've been moving through a season of spiritual draining, carrying exhaustion that you couldn't quite explain, feeling heaviness that didn't match your circumstances, sensing shifts inside you that had no clear source. But now, you understand that this phase was never random. It held meaning. It held purpose. It held transformation hidden inside the fatigue. You explored the hidden causes behind your exhaustion, the old energies you've been shedding, the emotions you've absorbed from the world around you, the unhealed wounds rising to the surface, the upgrades happening to your frequency, and the weight of the chosen one's path resting on your shoulders. None of this was a sign of weakness. It was evidence that your spirit has been working on a level deeper than your conscious mind could see. You were not breaking, you were clearing. You were not fading, you were recalibrating. Then you moved into the truth of the transformation itself, the signs that revealed this was not collapse, but evolution. You recognized the emptiness that created space for new awareness. You saw your loss of interest in old habits as detachment, not decline. You understood why certain people no longer felt aligned with your spirit. You felt your intuition sharpen even as your body grew tired. You experienced the rising need for solitude, the unpredictable waves of energy, and the silent shift happening inside you. These were not symptoms of burnout, they were markers of awakening. Your soul was reshaping itself in real time, aligning you with your higher self. And then, you stepped into the purpose behind it all, the preparation. You began to see why this drained phase was necessary. It was preparing you for a stronger version of yourself, one that could hold the weight of your destiny. It was removing old energy that could not support your next level. It was opening the door to a deeper awakening, clearing the space for aligned connections to enter your life, recalibrating your entire system for a new chapter, and laying the foundation for the rise that is coming. This phase was not the darkness before the end, it was the cocoon before rebirth. Now, as you stand here listening to these final words, I want you to truly feel what they mean. Everything you've endured, everything you've felt, everything you've released has been leading to this moment. You are not weak, you are not lost, you are not falling behind. You are evolving in ways your old self could never have understood. If this video awakens something inside you, understand this: you're not lost. You are the chosen one, and this is the sign that your most powerful chapter is coming. Not someday, not eventually, but soon, very soon. So take this final message into your spirit with clarity and confidence. If this message reached you, it means you are ready. Ready for the awakening, ready for the shift, ready for the version of yourself that has been waiting behind the exhaustion, behind the silence, behind the heaviness. You are stepping into a chapter shaped by strength, wisdom, alignment, and purpose. If this resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more messages made for your journey. Your rebirth has already begun.